boy, do we have an amazing guest coming on. Again, Rico E. Anderson is with us here on the show, and you know him. You've seen his work, award-winning actor in television, film, theater, voiceover. He's also an Emmy voter as well, host and a lover of all things sci-fi, hailing from the Windy City, Chicago, Illinois, raised in Berkeley, California, studied there at San Francisco State University. Television credits include many. Here's just some of them. Of course, SWAT, The Rookie, Star Trek Renegades, Casey Undercover, Modern Family, Young and Hungry, Grey's Anatomy, Bones, NCIS, Criminal Minds, Law and Order, The Bold and the Beautiful, of course, Days of Our Lives for all the soap opera fans out there, Truth Be Told on Apple TV Plus, and so much more. Some of the film credits, and there are many, these are just a few of the many. Get Gone, winner Best Actor in a Supporting Role. That's fantastic. Dreams, My Master, winner Best Actor, Pasadena International Film Festival. On Smoother Dirt, Fifth Passenger, Mighty Times, The Children's March, I Hate Kids. Commercial credits. Have you seen them in the Honda commercials? For Ericsson, Sony, Buffalo Wild Wings, IBM, UPS, and Lending Tree, and even voiceover work for Batman, McDonald's, Sprite, Jeep Grand Cherokee. And there he is, Rico.
Hey!
Welcome to the show, my friend. How are you?
I'm great, Jim. Thanks so much for having me. Hello, Lovities.
Yes, the Lovity Squad is here, and I told Rico all about Lovity Hall and what this is all about. And and I loved your reaction. You're like, bring it on. You know, we can all use more Lovity, right?
Oh my gosh. In this day and age, Lovity is all we need, you know, to kind of loosely quote a Beatles song.
I know, I've heard that somewhere before. So we grew up in the Windy City. What were some of those early inspirations for you, Rico, growing up in Chicago? And what was pointing you in the direction of becoming the entertainer, the actor, the person who's out there making us laugh and making us feel and making us think in the way that you do through the many roles you've taken on?
Well, you know, I grew up at an age where you had TV wasn't as diverse back in the day. Back in my day, TV wasn't as diverse. But you did see representations. The only problem with a lot of the representation where there was a lot of negative stereotypes and just not represented. Not representation that showed a well-rounded view of what the world is and how the world should be represented. So I remember seeing that even as a kid, but also as a kid, being a kid, I loved watching TV, and I really gravitated towards people who looked like me, and you know, representation matters. I always say that. I always kind of like pictured myself in certain roles when I was watching it. And I just knew kind of early on, like ever since I was like 6 or 7, I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to do what I saw them doing. And I knew one of the things that I wanted to do, even then, I wanted to be a representation that people can look at and strive towards. Whether you just want to be an actor or you want to be something in the industry, I wanted to be out there. I wanted to be seen. I wanted to represent in a way that kids could look at and be like, I want to be like that. I want to do what he's doing. Just like I did when I saw stuff on TV and in film. So ever since I was like 6 or 7, that's something that I always told myself I wanted to do. Didn't really do anything about it until we moved to the San Francisco Bay Area. And that's when my theater career and my film career, just, you know, really being in the mix, that's when it all really kicked in. But Chicago was where the seeds were planted. The thoughts were being knocked inside my head.
Were there folks in the family too that were in or connected or related at all to the industry that spurred you on, or were you the breakout?
My mom was an entertainer. She sang, she danced. She won something, and I feel bad. I should know this. She won like, oh God, I know my mom was a tap dancer. she won, I think it was Miss Personality or something. Yeah. But yeah, you know, and I'm sure that came from it in some way, because I do remember seeing like stuff that like pictures and stuff that my mom had. She didn't do theater, but I think I can't remember exactly what my mom did, but I know my mom modeled and things like that. My mom actually worked at the Playboy Club in Chicago. She was one of the yeah, she was one of the servers there. And so, yeah, and you know, she got to meet a lot of people in the industry and stuff like that. So, yeah, I gotta say, my mom kind of kicked it off for me. As far as going full on, it was pretty much me until I found out on my dad's side I have an actor cousin who passed away a few years back. His name is Paul Benjamin, who was a famous actor. He was in Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. He was in the movie Hoodlum. He did a lot of stuff back in the day.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah. So but as far as just being inspired to just really want to go full forward, I was surrounded by it more from film and TV. My aunt was actually a writer in Chicago, and I had an opportunity to meet a lot of celebrities as a result of like my mom's, where she worked, the small time she was in the industry herself. She worked for Muhammad Ali for a while.
Wow.
Yeah, so I met the champ. You know, I met the greatest.
What was that like? That was a pinch me moment.
Oh, dude. I only had a couple of memories of it, but we didn't live too far from where the office was, and the office, you know, to Ali was an office, but then there was basically a gym there where you saw the ring there. I remember Ali walked in, and I was like near my mom's desk, and he came in, he saw me, and he just kind of gave me a and then, you know, just kind of walked off, you know, did the whole thing in my head, that whole thing, and that was it, man. That's all I remember. There's probably a couple other moments, and you would think it'd be being Ali, I would remember. But
just overwhelmed by the fact that he's standing there in front of you, I'm sure.
Oh man, I mean, we're talking about the greatest, man. So yeah. But, you know, again, that representation was everything. Seeing that I'm seeing me, you know, I'm seeing me, and I'm seeing what I can achieve.
My father's hero has always been Joe Louis, the boxer Joe Louis, because of what he, you know, not only because of his raw talent, but because of what he represented, as far as it was really taking on, you know, Nazi Germany in a way. There was so much that was wrapped into that match with Max Schmeling. Really, really amazing. We have this really cool family photo of my parents on their honeymoon, and they come across Sonny Liston. And Sonny Liston, he is like 10 feet tall, and he has his hand on top of my mother's head, because obviously she's a lot shorter than Sonny Liston is. And he's in his bathing suit, and they're, you know, on their honeymoon. And my father, you know, being a fan of boxing as well, snapped that shot, and it was just amazing.
How cool is that?
Isn't it? Yeah.
Oh my God.
You know, so for you, coming up the ranks, who were some of the folks that you admired, that either they got a chance to mentor you, or you just admired the quality of their work in the industry, and that started to foster your interest and desire in pursuing it for yourself as well?
Sidney Poitier is on the top of the list.
Yeah.
Just
class as class can be. Yeah.
Classy. You saw the roles that he played. He took, I don't know if you can curse here, but he took no mess. And there were decisions that were made while he was filming based on the fact that he wanted to portray characters a certain way. Famous scene in The Heat of the Night where the guy slaps him, the white guy slaps him, and he slaps him back. Now, from what I read, that wasn't supposed to happen, but Sidney Poitier insisted that do happen, that happens. And that says a lot, and even when I saw, what was the movie with Tony Curtis?
Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Where they're chained. They're in prison.
Right.
There's just certain moments where you see Mr. Poitier, and he's standing tall. He's very proud. He's very sure of himself. He's very much a leader and very much a leading man. And that's always something that I looked upon and really admired.
That was the 68 film, The Defiant Ones.
The Defiant Ones. Yes. There was this one scene where Tony Curtis is walking up to him and he's just standing there. And the shot is set up so beautifully where he's standing there. You just see the, just proud, and the chest is out, and it wasn't representing anything like that. It was just showing how his stance, and just how he just that just came out of him.
Yeah.
And brilliantly so. I mean, he is still a wonderful actor, and always has been an inspiration. My grandmother she had a copy of his autobiography, This Life, and she gave it to me, and she said, if you really want to be an actor, you read this book. I want you to read this book. This is Sidney Poitier. I knew he was, but she said, this is somebody you should be really looking up to, and you should be really looking at as a positive role model towards the roles that hopefully you'll be playing in the future. And yeah, I still have the book, and I'm waiting for him one day to hopefully sign it for me.
That would be something, a blessing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Mr. Poitier, I remember, these are old shows, man. Remember like TV shows like The Jeffersons and
sure.
Yeah, and Good Times. And All in the Family, and just those type of shows. I really looked at, and again looking at these characters and looking at these
Esther Roll and John Amos and Sherman Hemsley, Isabel Sanford.
Yeah. Just
all the good stuff.
Yeah, and just even in sports, there was even a time when O.J. Simpson was a role model.
Yeah.
And this is before the O.J. Simpson that most of the world knows. But, there was a time when O.J. Simpson, even before Naked Gun, was, he was a football player. So he was very much out there and in the spotlight, and very much put in the spotlight as this, the face of just being a positive person.
Right.
And someone to look at it and be like, I want to be like that guy.
Nobody can just jump over those desks in Hertz commercials like he could.
That was OJ, man. That was OJ. And then you saw some comedy coming out of him during like the Naked Gun and stuff like that. And then unfortunately, we know what we know and all of that. But again, just people who did, at least in the outer shell, show levels of type of people you could look at and be like, okay, I want to strive to be a better person because of this person, either their person as who they are or who they portray or someone like that. A perfect example today is like how a lot of kids see the Black Panther,
right.
Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman, and how that affected so many kids, but especially little Black kids.
Sure.
You're seeing that also with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and how Sam Wilson, who was the Falcon in the Marvel Universe, is now the new Captain America.
Right.
And for people who have seen the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the story deals with the fact that he's given this shield to represent a country that doesn't fully recognize him like he's being asked to recognize it. And that says a lot. And there's a reason why he wasn't just quick to be like, yeah, I got the shield, I'm gonna be Captain America. There's a lot more going on there because there's a lot of internal feelings and thoughts, and obviously a lot of personal things that come out of it and stuff like that. So, but again, representation, man, representation matters. And when you see these positive representatives, it all helps. It all helps.
It really, really does.
Yeah.
For you, early on, what would you consider maybe one of those big breaks, one of those moments where, because that happened, because I was a part of that,
Mm-hmm.
the door opened up wider and I was able to now do some of this other incredible work? Do you recall a moment or two that were really pivotal for you in your career?
Man, so there was this film called Mighty Times, the Children's March, and it was about the children's involvement in the civil rights movement in Birmingham, Alabama, back in the 60s. And it dealt with literally the children's involvement, where the children staged a walkout of their schools and marched to the main park where everybody always gathered for rallies and for things like that. And nobody expected the children to be a part of that, but they felt like they needed to be. And I played a character named Shelley Stewart. Is that his full name, public persona name was Shelley the Playboy Stewart. And that was such a wonderful role because we shot this. We did a lot of recreations. Like there's a lot of film recreations or film clips of those that day. But we did a lot of recreations of things that weren't caught on camera, or we added to certain famous film clips and stuff like that. So I played this character who was a civil rights activist, who was a DJ. And part of what his contribution was, which was huge, was because he was a well-known DJ and everybody listened to the radio and listened to him. He said a lot of things that were very reminiscent of things that happened back in slavery, where he would say stuff on the radio, which were to the average person who didn't know or get it, would just sound like a dude just talking that DJ talk. But what he was in essence saying was stuff that was letting people know about stuff that was happening. So I remember one of my roles, one of my lines is, "There's a party in the park, and don't forget your toothbrushes because luncheon will be served." Well, that means there's going to be a march in the park. There's going to be a rally in the park. Don't forget your toothbrushes. Be prepared to get arrested because luncheon will be served. You will probably get arrested, which is basically what it meant. And he would say things like that to let people know what was happening around here. It's kind of like, when we're like on Facebook or whatever, and you see someone who's like, yeah, there's a DUI checkpoint over at such and such. Steer clear.
Yeah.
Right. But in this case, it was him, saying that. And it was such a wonderful moment to be a part of that film, which told a part of that historical moment, those historical moments, which basically were directly related to the civil rights movement as a whole, but Dr. Martin Luther King as well. The film was it was a documentary short. It won the Oscar for Best Documentary Short. And so it even before all of that happened, it was just an honor to be a part of it and be a part of something very historical. And be a part of teaching people stuff that maybe you didn't know about in relation to like what people know about in relation to Dr. King and stuff like that. Another one was when I did Star Trek Renegades, and I had the opportunity to play Boros, who was this alien, and I was in like all this prosthetic makeup and got to play the bad guy, and it was Star Trek, and I got to work with Walter Koenig, who played Chekhov in the original series, Tim Russ, who played Tuvok in Star Trek Voyager, Sean Young, who was in Blade Runner, Robert Picardo, who was in Star Trek Voyager, Edward Furlong, who was John Connor in the Terminator series. All these people were in Star Trek Renegades. Just so many people, and to be there, I am.
There you are.
The guy on the right with the dreads.
There's when he's having a good day on the left and not so good day on the right.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going around of how it is and how it's going. It's kind of like that. Right.
How long does it take to get into costume to become that?
Oh my
The
God, that was
makeup
about
and everything?
yeah, that's about 3.5 hours.
Is it really? Wow.
Yeah, because there's a few layers that you're looking at, like in the top there, on the forehead area. That's one layer. The mouthpiece is another layer, and then there's the headpiece, and then there's once you put it on there, it has the glue has to settle in. You got to blend in the makeup. You got to do all this stuff. It's a process turning into a monster.
Yes.
So, but it was great. Lisa Hansel and Tim Vidito, husband-wife team, did the makeup and put the teeth in as you saw it, and just an amazing experience. I mean, look at that. I mean, it's crazy.
That's
yeah.
That is the real deal.
Yeah, a lot.
I wouldn't want to cut you off on the highway.
Yeah,
like the Incredible Hulk, right? This is what comes out.
Exactly. Yeah. Do not make me angry. When I'm angry. Yeah, man. And see, this alien race, they're cannibals. So you really don't want to get on their bad side.
You don't want to get on their bad side. How did that opportunity come along to be involved in that? Because the Star Trek franchise alone, just having any degree of connection with that is amazing.
Yeah. This was an independent Star Trek project that Tim Russ directed and reprised his role as Tuvok in. And I had known Tim from a few years earlier. And I'll be honest with you, man. I when I found out that this project was being made, it was a pilot that was being made to pitch to CBS as a series. Adrienne Wilkinson plays Lexa Singh, who is Khan's daughter in Star Trek Renegades. And so time went on and on and on, and eventually it got to the point where they were about to start shooting, and there was nothing for me. And I was offered background work, basically, and I respectfully turned it down because my whole purpose of I don't want to say stalking Tim, but just courting Tim to be like, I want to be a part of this, put me in this, and to look at me as a serious actor, who's also a nerd but loves Star Trek as a whole, but also wants to be a part of it. I wanted him to take that seriously, and he did eventually when he realized that, okay, I don't just want to be in a Star Trek project. I really want to be in one because of the fact that I'm an actor, because of the fact that I'm a sci-fi fan, but also it's not just me wanting to be in it for the sake of being in it. And as a result, I ended up a couple of weeks before we started production getting a text from Tim saying that there was a part available, and if I'm still interested, they'll shoot me the script. If I like it, the part's mine. Ended up being Boros, son of Barada, and just ended up, lucking out, man, and getting it, and being very glad that I didn't just say yes to anything, because at the end of the day, it's a pretty iconic character and a pretty cool character, and it's given me a lot of wonderful opportunities in not just sci-fi, but as an actor as a whole. Being able to wear prosthetic makeup is not something that everybody can do. Because you might break out or what have you, but to be able to play it and play a lead role and just be in that mix and just continue to grow my career in the ways that I'd like to, it's always a wonderful thing. Sorry, I know this is like a long, very long answer I'm giving you here,
that's
but
fascinating. Yeah, a lot of people are fascinated by how it all comes together, and there's all these different elements that have to happen, and these puzzle pieces have to be, in line. It doesn't just happen always like that.
Right. And I've been blessed to have gotten a lot out of it. I've made some wonderful lifelong friends. I'm invited as a celebrity guest to many different sci-fi conventions, and gosh, man, I've had a lot of success in the industry as a whole because of it as well. So a lot of wonderful things have come out of it outside of the fact that I did one of my, dream projects. And so
That's so amazing.
it's been great. It's been great.
Got a couple of other cool photos here.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about this project.
Black Tiger. So this was a project from Beyond Time Comics and Productions. It was a project from a film group that I've worked with before in the past, and what was this, like 10 years ago, I think, when we did it.
Yeah.
Of course, my hair is really low, and Angela Fong, she's I believe she's not an MMA fighter, but she's a professional fighter, and we started alongside each other. It was kind of a sci-fi martial arts project, and it was awesome to be a part of that.
It's cool. You have an opportunity to take on roles that bring in lots of variety. Here's another.
Yeah. What is this?
Now yeah.
Oh, Hip Hop Undercover. Actually, I'm not a part of Hip Hop Undercover. My good friend Malcolm Spellman is a part of it, actually. And he's one of the producers of it.
That's on Hulu?
That's on Hulu, and FX on Hulu as well. So, yeah.
That's a cool project. Wow.
Yeah. My good friend Malcolm Spellman, who's actually the showrunner for Falcon and Winter Soldier. That is his project. Part of a film shoot, part of a photo shoot that I did here with Bjorn Wild. And he captured me in this one.
What you talking about, Willis?
That's what it looks like. I'm always surprised when I'm actually captured in a cool way. Sometimes I think I give really goofy looks, especially when I'm trying to be hardcore.
Yeah, that's
like, come on, man. We all know you. So.
What about this project?
Weep Not. Okay, so this is a film that's actually going around the festival circuit as we speak. Yeah, Lenore Thomas Douglas is the director of it, and it's a wonderful film, and it deals with a young girl and a young boy who were, well, let's just say it deals with something that happened back when they were young, and
sensitive subjects and
very,
nature.
Yeah, very sensitive subject that gets revisited as they're both adults.
Yeah,
and and we've been doing very well on the film circuit, and just been getting around very well.
That's fantastic. And again, it's great when you have an opportunity to take on different roles that perhaps allow you to broaden your horizons and your perspective, and to really take on sometimes tough subjects that you don't necessarily think about, but and it makes you think as you're doing them.
I love doing roles like that, because these are the type of things that really make you think. And Sheree O'Neal is my co-star in it, and myself. The story basically revolves around a survivor of child-on-child sexual assault. And as an adult, she faces her accuser, and in this attempt to free herself from a lot of the suffering that she's dealt with over the years as a result of what happened to her as a child. So wonderful cast. Beverly Todd is a part of it as well, Ed Russo, Alex Wells. And like I said, we've been doing great on the film festival circuit, and it brings great discussion also. And again, going back to talking about things that sometimes you may not feel comfortable talking about, it has a lot of things to discuss and bring to light. And
exactly.
In a lot of ways.
Absolutely.
SWAT.
Yes. Tell us about the involvement with this, huh?
Oh my God. Yeah, man. So I play Daniel Sr. The way I describe it is I play Shamar Moore's father. But in flashback scenes. So I don't play his father in present day, because we're around the same age. So I play his father, and this particular scene deals with the fact that young Shamar's character Hondo gets stopped by the police, him and his friends, and they're not treated like they're supposed to be treated. In fact, it's taken very badly because of the way that they're treated, because they are black kids, and they were suspected of something, and it's more or less the way that they were handled. My character is very much anti-police and very much aware of the things that police have done and how they treat blacks as opposed to how they treat whites when it comes to certain things like traffic stops, when it comes to things like pulling over, to see what's happening. When you see a bunch of black people just hanging out, chilling, having a good time, living, just living, So there's a lot of that. That particular scene in itself, my son, young Hondo, played by Isaiah Russell Bailey, he's telling me what's happening and just what happened. And then I let him know that, there's black versus blue. There are good cops, but there are also bad cops. And unfortunately, this may not be the last time this happens. Mm-hmm. This is actually the first of 2 times that I've played this character. Because going into last year, I reprised the role again in the season 4 premiere, which was actually the season 3 premiere, but then COVID shut down production. Mm. The show, to show you how not much has changed in the world, and in the case of police violence against black people, this episode dealt with my character's scenes took place in 1992. 1992 was when the Rodney King verdict happened, and the result of that, and what ended up being the riots and the protests and the marches that happened. Okay, now you have the situation with George Floyd and what happened there, and you think about not much has changed. Now, at the time when we were going to shoot the season 3 finale of SWAT, George Floyd had not been murdered. Ahmaud Arbery had not been murdered. Breonna Taylor had not been murdered. Talk of the pandemic was about to happen, but had not really truly started. You know what I mean? We weren't in lockdown. Not everybody was wearing masks at the time, because it was still a matter of, it was really more about washing your hands before we were all asked to put on masks. All this stuff was happening over the summer. We come back into production, we have even more stuff to touch on top of what we were already going to touch on. And then our season, what was supposed to be our season 3 premiere, ended up being our season 4 premiere. And we touched on the pandemic. We touched on the situation with George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and again, 1992, 2020. What has really changed? What has really stayed the same? What are some of the issues that are still happening? What are some of the concerns that are still being brought up? Not much has changed. So that episode talks a lot about that. I encourage everybody here to please go check out SWAT season 4, episode 1. It's called 3 17-year-olds. If you don't know, you'll learn something. If you think you know, you'll still learn something. And I can't stress enough how just the wonderful job that they did with that episode. Yeah. And how it's so needed and how it's so important. So, but it was wonderful to shoot. It was actually the first thing that I shot when everything opened up, which in itself was very interesting and obviously very different because of what we need to do to stay safe and just all the things that we would have to do if we are going to get back out in the world and do what we do, whatever that is.
And what were his famous words? Can't we all just get along? Those famous words that's still all these years later hold true today.
Yes.
its own
Yeah.
way and shape, and whether people listen or not, that's a whole other thing. But again, no truer words have been spoken. I want to show folks, we have some clips from your demo reel of some of the incredible work that you've done, my friend. And yeah, this is your life. And I'm Ralph Edwards.
Roll it.
That's it. We're going to roll it. And now the one that we have goes back to when you were in kindergarten in your first play.
Yes.
That's the one we're going to show.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Just before my facial hair. All right.
Yeah. We'll take a look at this and we'll talk about some of the cool things that are on it as well. Here is Rico E. Anderson on the Jim Masters Show Live. Enjoy, gang.
Oh, here, I got it.
Is she okay?
How about you don't talk about her? You picked the wrong grandma today, bud.
She's my mother. I take care of her. She has dementia. She didn't know it was me. She didn't know.
When I was your age, we didn't even have a dishwasher. We barely even had any decent dishes. Our TV was this black and white piece of shit with a knob that we used to change channels. I shared a room with my two brothers and my two sisters. You have no idea how much better your life is than what I had. And I'm trying to make things better. Every day I am. But for now, make do with this. Someday, when you're my age, you have hopefully a bigger house and a working dishwasher. Your kids might complain about their lives, and then you can tell them about your childhood.
Lake Humphrey. Yeah, I remember him. Took the exam last July.
He told us he passed.
He did. Even passed the physical with flying colors. But no way was this guy going to get into the department.
Psych profile?
You got it. Antisocial tendencies, borderline personality, impulse control issues, fascination with fire. All the red flags for pyromania.
It's not
Okay, my client signed the initial paperwork covering the broad terms of this plea deal.
great. Then we're set.
Almost. There's one thing, actually a few things. It's his addendum to incorporate a few additional details to the deal.
This is a joke, right? Will he back down?
I honestly don't know. I do know that if he doesn't, you have nothing on the Damaris.
Your weapons are useless, as are you. Why my father regarded any of you cowards as worthy opponents is beyond comprehension. While you, the leader of this courageous crew, are nothing more than a weak, helpless female.
You can't win, Caleb.
He said it was about winning.
What is it about? Revenge?
Got us all killed!
I did what I had to do. It was the right choice to make, and if I had to make that choice all over again, I would. We swore an oath to protect these people. It's what we chose to do as soldiers. Live to die. In this life and in the next.
That is really amazing stuff, huh?
Thank you.
Ooh,
Yeah.
wow.
You conjured up an old demo reel. That but yeah, it brings back a lot of cool memories, man, because some of the earliest stuff, you look upon like your early days of things, and I mean, just like looking at Law and Order LA, I was a part of the Law and Order franchise, and but then Criminal Minds, yeah, it's just like being a part of that show. And I remember auditioning for that show like 6 times before I finally got it. And just the feeling of accomplishment getting that role, and it was so cool. And now years later, when I look at the people who I I co-starred with on that show. Patrick Fabian from Better Call Saul, Kari Walgren, who's an amazing voice actress. She's done everything. Most recently, one of her biggest things is Rick and Morty, and Raphael Sbarge, who's done a ton of stuff, but it was also in Star Trek Voyager, even to Days of Our Lives. The older guy, you remember Joey Suzu?
Yes,
that was Joey Suzu, the older guy with the. So it's like, it's like, oh man, I'm working with all these people. Like it's cool, man. That's one of the best things about this business. It's just you get to work with people that you've either grown up admiring or you've seen on TV even recently, and next thing you know, you got a scene with them, or you're sharing that screen credit with them, and it's a great accomplishment. It's a great feeling. One of the fun things.
Oh, absolutely. The way the career takes in so many different directions, and you collaborate with so many different people. What was it like being a part of Days of Our Lives? Such an iconic show.
Yeah, I tell you, the best thing about it was telling my mom that I booked it.
Oh yeah,
that was my mom's show. That was my mama's show.
What was her reaction when she said, "Hey, when you told her I'm going to be on Days of Our Lives"?
Man, I called her up and I was like, "Ma, you will not believe what I just booked." She was like, "What?" I was like, "You ready?" She's like, "Yeah." You sitting down? She's like, "Boy, what?" I was like, "Days of Our Lives," and she was like, "That's my show."
Yeah.
Not with the that I just gave you, but
she would have been a great game show contestant.
Right? I know. I got her lunch.
New dishwasher on The Price is
I know.
Right.
Yeah. So
that's what they look for.
Yeah, I know. They want people with the personality.
Yes, if it's a toaster, it's going to be the best toaster you've ever had in your life,
right? Or a new car. Yeah. Oh man, it was so much fun. It was one of the I guess actor bucket lists is to do a soap opera. So I did Days and I did Bold and the Beautiful.
Yeah,
and
I'd like to be on that one.
Yeah, it was cool. I did a whole week on that. I had scenes. I was the security guard on the show. I had scenes opposite Patrick Duffy. From Dallas.
And
right,
and
the man from Atlanta.
The man from Atlanta. So I was just about to say, yes.
Yeah. So it was a really good week working with Patrick on that. We had some great dialogue back and forth, and just on the show, and it was fun, man. It was fun. It's a lot. Doing a soap opera is a lot different from shooting like Criminal Minds, or there's different ways or different types of shows that have different formulas of how they shoot, their episodes. Comedies are different than dramas. Depending, like multicam comedies and things like that. So
being involved with Grey's Anatomy, Alessandra said that was my favorite episode on Grey's. Tell us about being involved in Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, another bucket list. Like I said again, because of Miss Debbie Allen. So I've always loved those type of procedurals where action is happening, stuff is going on. If you think of the shows like those type of action type shows where stuff is always like Grey's Anatomy does what ER did, where there's always stuff there's always stuff happening. Being a part of that and doing that particular episode, where again I got to wear prosthetics because I had cut knife wounds and stuff like that. So it was cool. It was fun. Again, you're working along people who you have seen. I've seen numerous episodes of Grey's, and to be there, it was dope, man. It was very fun. And again, to work with Miss Allen was a dream come true. I love and respect what she's done over the years with her career, and yeah, man.
Because we've seen a lot of dramatic roles and suspenseful roles with the clips and stuff and the photos, but you've had some comedic opportunities as well, right? You enjoy that?
Yeah, I did a show called, I've done a few shows. I did 2.5 Men, and I did Two Broke Girls, Mike and Molly, Young and Hungry was a role as a show that I did. Wonderful role, played a character named Marco, and yeah, it was cool. There's something very light and refreshing about doing a comedy. It's hard though. It's
That's
not
what
easy.
everybody says. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy when it comes to doing something funny.
You're right.
Because
Would you say you're inherently funny? Does it come naturally? Do you pull, is there a funny bone inside Rico that comes out naturally?
I've been told I was funny. I accept it. I don't think I'm Kevin Hart or anybody like that. But I have my funny moments. The fear was, can I do that on TV?
Yeah.
Can I pull it off there?
Yeah.
And I guess I did something right in a few occasions, because a few of the roles that I've gotten in comedies have been where the joke actually falls on me, to deliver it, where hopefully the whole audience is laughing.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they're not, it's like, wah, wah, wah.
I think some of the viewers want you to go into a rendition of All Night Long.
I
You hear that a lot, huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't even come close to Lionel Richie's riches, but I live very well. I get that so
Lionel Richie.
much, and thank you. Yeah, I get that so much, and you know what? I embrace it. I love it. I love Lionel Richie, and I told my reps a long time ago, whenever that story comes out, the Lionel Richie story, you need to consider me, because I've gotten it, especially when I had my fro.
Hello.
Yeah. Is it me you're looking
for?
Yeah. Well, my friends, the time has come.
See,
raise the roof and have some fun. Throw away the work to be done. Let the music play on, play on, play on. So yeah,
that's it. Sign him up. Sign him up. That was his audition on the Jim Masters Show live.
There you go.
That was the audition.
I'm easy like Sunday morning. Yeah. So yeah,
stuff. When that comes on the radio or what have you, I love that stuff.
Oh my God,
good music,
It's not like the classics, right? Yeah, man. But yeah, I'm looking out for it, and trust me, I got my feelers out there. I want to play Lionel. I need to play Lionel.
Yeah.
It makes no sense for me not to.
They sent the limo. They're picking you up now. I just heard
the
horn.
No, it was great seeing you, talking to you. Thanks for
That's it. Just take the camera with you, and we'll follow you to the studio.
There we go. We'll do like a reality
on location.
Type. There you go.
So somebody mentioned Morgan Freeman too. Have you ever had a chance to work with Morgan?
No, I never have. I actually never met Morgan Freeman either. I'd love to meet him. I'd love to work with him. Have not.
Denzel at all?
Yeah. Oh, come on. Definitely Denzel. Morgan Freeman, Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
Al Pacino. I mean, come on. All these masters of what they do.
And I bet if you had your chance, you would have loved to have worked with George Burns.
George Burns,
God himself in the flesh.
I was gonna say, yeah. Oh God.
Speaking of comedy,
yeah. Oh, he's one of the. Come on, he's one of the best of the.
What about creating and producing and writing your own material as well?
Tell
us about that.
I write. I have a couple of ideas in the fire here that I've been working on and trying to get off the ground. Right now, the writing portion is the biggest thing, because it's like I have some ideas. One of the things that I want to do is me being big into sci-fi. I have a couple of projects that I'm working on involving time travel. So that's going to be happening soon, and looking forward to getting that off the ground. I'm a huge fan of all things time travel. I mean, if there's a story with time travel in it, chances are I've either seen it, heard of it, we'll get around to seeing it, but am very much a fan of it.
So that would be on the bucket list then.
A time travel story, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Writing has been something that I've done off and on. I haven't been like fully married to it, but I love the creative process, you know, and it's something about it that, you know, what comes from the mind of you is something really cool about that, you know. Theater is a huge part of my career as a whole. I've done in-house theater, I've toured, I've done shows for children, from kids to high schools to just all sorts of like traveling shows, educational shows. I've done so much in the theater world, and I love doing it. And right before the pandemic shut down, I was actually in rehearsal for a piece that I was going to do before we shot SWAT, and everything got shut down. That got canceled. So going back to doing theater is something I'd really love to get back into in terms of just that world, you know, and really being, just really getting back to these things that I love doing so much: theater, TV, voiceover work, you know, just kind of getting back in the groove of it all, you know. Yeah.
Commercials too. I mentioned Honda and some of the other ones. That's a cool area to be in, isn't it? Commercials.
It is. It is. It's fun. It's. I played Officer Dan in the Kraft Macaroni and Cheese commercial that did very well for a long, long time, and it was a lot of fun to make. You know, it's like.
And did you get to really eat it, or was it just prop the mac and cheese?
Well, here's the thing. It was real, but I didn't eat the mac and cheese, and it was the guy who it was. So I'm in a classroom, right? And I'm playing Officer Dan, and I'm asking, it's kind of like Officer Dan Day, you know, and I'm asking the kids, who else has a question for Officer Dan? And then the kid's like, well, what happens if somebody steals from you? So I'm going into my whole spiel of, well, stealing's not right. You should never. Then he like cuts me off, and he's like, no. What if somebody steals from you like all the time? And then I go, well, then he goes away for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Cut to later on that night, kid's dad is like stealing from his plate, stealing his mac and cheese. All of a sudden you hear sirens, helicopter. I'm pulling up and you know, you got it's like the SWAT unit is there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, put the fork down. And it's just like this whole thing. And like the dad looks at his son, and his son's like, got you, you little son. So it's a cute commercial, man. People can find it actually on YouTube. I think it's out there. I think I actually put one up. But it's a really fun commercial, and it was fun to do. A lot of fun. So
voiceovers too is another fantastic area, and you've gotten your feet wet in that area, huh? You love it.
I love voiceover. I mean, there's nothing like not having to worry about how you look and just be concerned more with your voice and just go in there and create a world, man. Create the world that people are listening to, and people have to use their imagination to take in. You know, there's something about that. It's so different, and it's such a hard field to get into. But man, once you're in it, it's so great.
Yeah.
Because you get to really, you use other muscles when you do it.
Yes.
When I'm happy, I have to let you know that I'm happy. So I have to, and I have to say that in the mic, but I should be smiling while I do it because it's going to help convey that I'm happy. And I can overdo it because I'm so happy. Or if I'm really sad, I'm going to really show it like this and really get into it. But if I'm on TV, I can't do all that. You know, if I'm happy, I can't do all that. But if I'm in the mic, I'm doing it so you can really get it.
Right.
As opposed to here, if I was on TV or in film. So it kind of frees you up to play with other muscles, and it's fun, man. It's different. It's got a lot of it's this one of the greatest things about this business. And you know, you can put all your eggs in one basket. You can do film, TV, voiceover, commercials, theater, radio. You can be an announcer, a host. You can write, you can direct, you can do all these different things. And you can still say, I'm in the industry. I'm in the industry. What do you do? Well, I'm an actor. Well, oh, cool. You do TV? Yeah, but I also do theater, and I also do voiceover, and I also do all this fun stuff. Cool thing about our industry, we can do so much. Even during the pandemic, I created a talk show with two friends of mine called The Lightning Hour. We just decided, hey man, everybody was a talk show host during the pandemic.
I noticed that.
Yeah. Everybody was creating a show, like throwing stuff up or just getting on Instagram Live and, you know, splitting the screen and talking to each other. So we decided to do a little something different. And, well, not so different, but different in the sense that it was like a family-friendly type show. And you know, we created the questions. We created a whole format of how we were going to talk to the guests, questions we were going to ask, little fun things that we're going to do with each guest, and stuff like that. You know, the creativity was there. And as a result, it was another fun thing to add to the list. And I've hosted before, and I've done interviews before where I've asked people questions. You know, I've done that before, but it was also great to dip my feet into. And you know, no disrespect to the pros like yourself who you know who've been doing it much longer than I have. But it was great to be able to poke my head in that door and be like, can I play? Because you know,
it's always good to be able to hone your skills at a lot of different things, which is really you know, it's really cool. And like you say, that's so true. And in these industries we're in, we have the opportunities to do that, and we always learn something new from it, which I think is really, really cool. We actually have a little clip here. I think it's one of the commercials, actually. I think this one is DirecTV.
Okay.
Tell us about this and make the world your living room.
Yes. This is me and the dog, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I had just come back from Michigan shooting a film, and I was dirt damn tired, man. And DDT, bro. I had to I think I got in like at 8 that night. Had to be on set at like 6:45, some crazy time. And thank God, the big part of it was me just sitting in that chair with the dog coming up to me, because I think I even fell asleep while they were like, you know, doing all the stuff that they needed to do around me. And no, that was cool, man. We shot that in I think we shot that commercial in Pasadena. So
here it is. Yeah.
Your living room TV. If only you could bring it with you anywhere you went. It's got everything. Your live channels, instant access to the best entertainment, plus your recorded shows. The only problem is it's stuck in your living room. Well, not anymore. Finally, you have the power to make the world your living room. Now the live channels you love and watch at home are with you anywhere. Download the new free DirecTV app. It's your TV. Take it with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember obviously, like, you know, when you see the family like on the street, you know, that's all like CGI, but in green screen work. But I remember they set that whole rig up where my living room is going down the street. So it was you know, some of the magic of creating that, you know, that moment. It was
absolutely,
it was fun to see and be a part of. It was, and the great thing about commercials is they're usually pretty quick. You know, you're in
right, and sometimes you know, you get too. A friend of mine was the guy who originally with Verizon said, "Can you hear me now?" And that ran for 11 years,
dude.
He said it paid for everything. Yes. Yeah. And then, you know, he was doing other things because he's an actor in New York. But then Sprint called him. When Verizon stopped using him, Sprint called him. And then they used him. And I think it was tweaked. They said, I think the line that he says is, "Can you still hear me now?" But he's now with Sprint.
I mean, that was some of the best like marketing ever. I mean, come on. It worked. It worked because everybody knew who he was from Verizon.
Yeah. And
that I say, man, you know, commercials, if you're in it for the money, commercials, man. I mean, if you can land that spokesperson spot, really put in that
Could go for years. It could go for years.
Flo, the Pine Sol lady. Can you hear me now?
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef? Right? Come on. Where's the? How long did that last? I mean, woo! Yeah. It's that's another hard one to get into and to maintain, but whew, man, it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Now there was a funny one. I forget the name of the actor, but you can see it on YouTube. It didn't last long, but I thought it was ingenious just in the way that they played on the company's name. It was for a soft drink. It was 7-Up. I forget the actor, but you can see it again. You can see it on YouTube. It was just not that long ago. I'd say a few years back. And he would be walking down the street and he'd have a 7-Up with him. And it would say on the front of his shirt, make 7. And then the camera would take a shot of the back, up yours. Make 7 up yours.
I remember that. My God, I remember that.
Yeah, not that long ago.
Yeah.
7 up yours.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, that advertisement. I mean, it's the things that stick in your head. You know, it's the things that just like years later.
Yeah.
I remember the old 7-Up commercial where the guy was like, the Uncola.
Yes, that actor too. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a pepper, you're a pepper.
Yep.
Pepper.
I like to teach the world to sing the perfect harmony.
Coca-Cola.
I like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company.
Yeah. If they would ever do a Babylon 5 reboot, would you consider doing a part? See his face? You see the head bob? That's a yes.
See how I was doing it before you even completed this?
Yeah. Yes. You knew.
Yes. Yes.
He wants casting to hear that. That's why he's saying that loudly, folks. That's when you want casting to hear it.
All my neighbors, but yes.
Your neighbor's going to think something else is going on in there if you're screaming yes.
I know. Screw it. Yes. See? There you go.
There's a pun in there somewhere. You're feeding the lines and I'm grabbing them.
Nice like that. Casting. Yeah. Oh yeah, most definitely. Will they do it? Who knows? Hey, listen, one of the best reboots ever made was Battlestar Galactica. So I would not be surprised if they did consider a Babylon 5 reboot.
Yeah.
It was something, you know, and it worked. Yeah. It worked, and it had it just worked perfectly. I mean, Ron Moore he crushed it when it came to the execution of that. So yeah, I would love to be a part of any reboot of any famous sci-fi show that comes out, because I love the ideas that people have. I love even the modern day ideas. You have shows like Star Trek Picard, which is a direct continuation of all things Star Trek, but a direct continuation of The Next Generation. I love the direction in which it's going. It's a lot different from what we know of Star Trek The Next Generation. It's told more like in a novelization type way. It's not really everybody's cup of tea. I've heard good things and bad. Oops, sorry about that. I've heard good things and bad things. Yeah. Earthquake.
Live on the Jim Masters Show.
Right. As I say, yes. But yeah, it's there. I always say there's more than one way to tell a story. There's more than one way to tell a Star Trek story. Battlestar Galactica proved there's more than one way to tell a Battlestar Galactica story. I think there's more than one way to tell a Babylon 5 story. I would love to be a part of it. I know that's a long form answer, but yes, most definitely. Well, I love sci-fi universes and as a whole, because of what that type of genre offers in terms of fun, makes you think about things, even from just a technological standpoint.
Were you a Twilight Zone fan too?
Huge Twilight Zone
Me
fan.
too, yeah.
You know, I'm one of those people who I really don't hate a lot of things. When it comes to sci-fi, I'm usually the guy that you don't want to ask, hey, would you watch this? Because usually it's like, come on, man, you know me. I will watch it. How
about Godzilla?
I love Godzilla. The new gods, come on. Yes, I love that.
The new and the old one.
And the old, I grew up in the old one. Yeah, I love the new Godzilla. I love the old Godzilla. I just love that whole world. I mean, monsters, you know? The Twilight Zone, to me, the old one is still the best.
Yeah.
But I love the reboot that came out in the 90s. I love the new one with Jordan Peele. I love what they did with it. But, you know, there's still something about the original.
Yeah.
That's
the
just
black and white, the way it was filmed.
Yeah.
Of all the parts you've had, is there one that is your favorite? Is there one that speaks to you the most? And it doesn't have to be one that is the most visible. It just could be one that it was one of your personal favorites.
I can't give one. I have to give a couple.
Because it's like picking your favorite child, which would be hard to do, right?
Exactly. You like all those little bastards.
Yeah.
Even though you want to take them to the moon.
Yes.
Yes. You little. Mighty Times the Children's March, because of what the film represented and the fact that I had the opportunity to play a very historical character at a very historical time and being a part of that history for that reason. Star Trek Renegades, because of my immense love of sci-fi, my immense love of Star Trek, and the fact that I had the opportunity to work alongside some amazing actors that, again, I've watched on TV, and I love the franchise as a whole. So being able to play in that pool, in that universe, to be a part of it, and to play the character that I played, it was everything, man. And also, trying to think of another one. Well, listen, there's a current show that I'm a part of that I'm very honored to be a part of, because a friend of mine is the showrunner for it. And we may be jumping the gun in terms of the question, but Truth Be Told, which is the series on Apple TV Plus. And it stars Octavia Spencer and boom. And Ron Cephas Jones, Kate Hudson has joined our cast for this second season. Octavia Spencer, Andre Royo, Mekhi Phifer, Tracy Toms. My friend Nichelle Tramble-Spellman is the showrunner. She created the show. And to be a part of that is an honor, because I love to see my friends making it and, you know, coming up. And and to be a part of the project that they are creating. This is a wonderful show.
Tell us a little bit about it for those who haven't had a chance to see it yet.
Sure. Octavia Spencer, she plays a podcaster.
Fabulous actress, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just and all around, just wonderful person. Just a really, really wonderful human being. She's a podcaster on the show, and she's trying to find justice for a situation that happened on the show, and she gets caught up in some stuff that kind of gets her deeper into the story that her character would want to be. But it creates a lot of drama for her family, creates a lot of drama for other people outside of her family. And it just becomes a huge version of like a whodunit, very, very much a mystery. And And I play Herbie on the show, who runs the biker bar called The Knock. The way I describe my character, he's kind of like, this is a loose interpretation, but if you remember Friends and remember Gunther, who was the guy who basically ran Central Perk, the coffee shop.
Right.
You know how like you go up to the coffee bar, get your coffee, you'd be like, "Hey, Gunther," da 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 da, and then Gunther would like, he drop a little zinger on you, and then they'd be off doing their thing. Kind of like Gunther in the sense that I'm there all the time whenever you're there in that particular bar, and my presence is very much known there. It's not a comedy, so I'm not dropping zingers. But to be a part of a cast like this, which features Ron Cephas Jones, 2-time Emmy winner from This Is Us, Octavia Spencer, Oscar winner, Kate Hudson, Mekhi Phifer, Tracy Toms from Rent. I mean, these are like legendary and well-known and well-respected actors who, when you add to the list of people that I wanted to work with, would love to say that I share that screen credit with, this is a great group of people to add to that list. It's a fun show. It was fun to shoot, especially the second season. Very challenging because again, we actually shot that right after I shot SWAT, so we're looking at again shooting during the pandemic. But everybody was on board with making it happen and making it happen in the way that would ensure success in getting the show shot, safety, and making sure everybody came out of it great, and camaraderie, which you want in any situation, no matter what you're doing. And just being able to again, do what we love and have fun doing it. And I'm just so proud of it. And so that would be my third. And, to be honestly, one of my best, because it goes beyond just the fact that, I get to play this cool character. The background from why is another thing. I will add one more, the character Marco in Young and Hungry. Again, when it comes to being able to deliver lines where it's supposed to be funny, but you don't want to overdo it and one of the secrets to comedy is not to try to be funny. Just do what you need to do, say what you need to say, and if you're doing it right, the lines are going to come out right. It's going to hopefully come out funny and mission accomplished. Along with that, that it was very challenging for a few reasons, and I always felt a sense of accomplishment whenever there was a character, whenever I did a comedy, because again, I've been very blessed to have played characters where the line, I get the funny, I get to deliver the zinger, the punchline, the thing where it's just like, all right, Rico, they're either going to laugh or you're going to get kicked off the set. And because a lot of times you can get cast in a comedy and you can basically be like the straight man. You don't joke. And I've done comedies where that's been the case too. But when you go back to, are you funny? The question when you ask me that, I'm like, I hope I'm doing something right, because I do get cast in those roles where it's all about you, kid. If you don't deliver this funny ass line, you little. So, but yeah, it's been great. The challenges and just the overall stories behind them and the reasoning. So yeah, I don't think I'll ever be able to answer that question in terms of what is your favorite, because it goes from the coolest thing I've played to the most nostalgic thing I played to the stories behind it and just all the things that just make up a full, well-rounded reason why this character means so much to me.
You're obviously very cognizant of all the blessings that you have in your life, because none of it obviously comes easy. There's been a lot of time and attention and fine tuning and blood, sweat, and tears, sacrifice, all of it, hours put in to live your passion and to share it with everybody. What are some of those blessings and joys that are in your life that continue to propel you forward doing this work?
Well, my family is very important to me. My siblings, my nieces, my nephews, my mom, just my supportive friends, and just always knowing that I'm never alone if I need to talk to someone, if I need to yell at someone, if I need to bitch and moan and just get it all off my chest, if I just need to, whatever. I have a great support group that reminds me many times, dude, we're here. Give me a buzz. Or, you know what I mean? Family to me is everything. I could give a damn about my career where my family is concerned. It's everything. So, and I say that respectfully, obviously, but I also say that lovingly because I'm a family person. Ironically, I don't have any kids, but I'm a family person, and I care about and love my nieces, nephews, my mom, brothers, sisters, very, very much. I'm the oldest of my siblings. I'm the oldest of 11 kids. My mom had 6 of us, and then she adopted 5 children. And being the oldest, there is a sense of responsibility, and there is also a sense of hoping that you don't have to do what I do, but hopefully you see what I do, and you're inspired by that to be a good person, to be a better person. I am not perfect by any sense of the word, but I do strive to be the best person that I can be in life, and hopefully that, of course, rubs off on my family and my siblings and my nieces and my nephews. And obviously, I want to make my mama proud. So,
Absolutely.
And so that my family is my biggest inspiration and one of the things that definitely keeps me going. Because it's also one of those things that even though they may not say it all the time, hopefully they're at least feeling it and seeing it and doing something about it for themselves.
And having your mom and having the family see, you reach the successes that you've reached must be really not only a blessing for you, but a blessing for them as well, huh? Not everybody gets that chance to where the family gets to see that.
Yeah, I would hope that they see that, and again, just be inspired by it. Again, there is no perfection in anything that we do, but we strive to be the best we can be at everything, at anything that we are very passionate about. I'm very passionate about my career. Again, I've been wanting to do this ever since I was a kid.
Yeah,
that's never gone away.
You've stayed with it, right? You've stayed with it.
I've stayed with it,
I did. Yeah, I know a lot of people I went to school with, and a lot of people. I'm going to be doing this, doing that, and they're doing completely different things. They packed it in, gave up, just had a change, or said, it's not for me, or whatever it is, but stuck with it, just like you. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's important because, I think, with any aspect of our industry, from my side of the industry, your side of the industry, we both have experienced that, where people were in the trenches with us, and then there was something that just made them stop and go, I'm good. I'm good. I'm a tap out.
It actually requires a lot of work.
Yeah, it does. There's a lot of realizations with this industry, and sometimes it's life that kicks in and steers you in different directions, and I respect that.
You have thick skin too, or you develop thick skin over time.
Yeah. You realize that a lot. Look, I've heard people flat out say, "I'm sick of the rejection. I'm sick of being told no. Screw this. I could make more doing real estate." I've heard those conversations. I've heard those things, and it's like, I get it. I get it. But with all that said, the level of happiness, along with family, along with having your family, along with the other things that you want to do in life, is that happiness really there in relation to the happiness that you've set your goal in terms of being an actor or whatever it is, like that main thing? If it is, great. But I've seen the success stories. I've seen it happen. I'm still grinding, man. We're all still grinding. I have in no way, shape, or form, I don't feel like I've made it in the sense where I'm just like, all right, I can kick back and let my hair down, but it's like, I'm still, the struggle. Hey, I still audition. I don't get every part that I go out for. Tanya said, never give up, never surrender. You damn right, girl. Galaxy Quest, never give up, never surrender, but that's true. It's important to keep it moving and not give up. And everything in the world is going to tell you to do so. And everything in the world is going to give you a reason to be like, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Done. Screw this. I've auditioned 50 times, ain't booked a damn thing. I get it. But we've all seen that meme of the person with the pick and they're underground and they're digging, and they're digging, and they're digging, and then they give up. And there's like this much wall left. And on the other side of the wall is like all these diamonds and gold and treasures and all this kind of stuff. You just never know. You never know when your time is there. One, as we both know, one role can change everything.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. And now that you became a lovety on the Jim Masters Show Live, wait till you see what happens tomorrow. Your phone's going to be ringing off the hook.
I know. I'm putting it out there.
You almost did a spit take.
Was I? I've never done that before. I've never done. Somebody's called me off. I've almost choked before, so I guess that's the equivalent. But I've never done the traditional. Yeah. What? I've never done that before.
But now that they see that you can do it, you'll get a call at 8 a.m. tomorrow, and that's exactly what they'll be looking for.
Industry, are you looking at this? Are you seeing this? Live long and prosper. Yes.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
You got to bring that thumb out. Bring the thumb out.
The thumb out. Can you high five with that?
Yeah. Let's do it.
That is funny.
Yeah.
We always have a lot of fun on this show. And this was really amazing. We said we chat for an hour. Believe it or not, it's almost 2. Can you imagine that? Almost
time
2.
flies when you're having fun. Man.
That's all the guests say that. We try to make it warm, conversational, freestyle. I do that in my professional work in TV and radio because I think, it's relatable. The audience, they're excited. They're participating. They're watching us live. They can watch this again, in the archives on our YouTube channel.
Yes.
It's just really, I think you get a chance to really connect as opposed to just the typical, like people say, oh, is it an interview? And I'll say, not really. It's a conversation. An interview is the question, answer. Tell us about the book. Tell us about the movie.
Right.
What's your favorite ice cream? All right, see ya. And you're out in 10 minutes.
Right.
Did you really learn about the person, about what makes them tick and what? That's why I say it's sort of Dick Cavett, Carson style, that old school way of doing it with a modern twist, modern vibe of today. So I think, we all learn something from each other collectively, and we feel like, wow, that was a great tennis match. That was a great conversation. And 2 hours, we said we'd do one. Well, we always say one and it ends up going longer, but
you know what you're doing.
Prepare for one.
Right.
Prepare for one. Have a snack, have water nearby. Walk the dog first, eat before you come on. And I do say to all the guests,
make sure the kids are fed.
Yes, exactly.
Little,
Did you ever get a chance to meet Shatner or Leonard Nimoy?
I have not gotten a chance to meet Shatner. I'll tell you, though, a Leonard Nimoy story. Now, I've met his son, Adam. Really cool guy. I met Leonard Nimoy. I didn't meet him, but I was in the 2009 Star Trek movie, directed by J.J. Abrams. It was the scene where that takes place in basically Kirk's trial. And it's the end of the movie where at the top of so we shot this scene in City Hall in Long Beach City Hall. And there was there's a scene where everybody's clapping and all that. And then the camera shoots up and it's Leonard Nimoy up there and basically he's saying, all right, we did this. Job well done. Full thrusters ahead, I think he says it. Anyway, JJ stops and he goes, Hey, everybody. Before we shoot the scene, I just want to say that we have a living legend in the house today. If you all look upward, we have Mr. Leonard Nimoy, who's going to take part in this scene. And, of course, everybody just, busted out in huge cheers and applauses. And he said hi. Then he gave us the Vulcan salute. And that made it even bigger. And it was a lot of fun. So I didn't meet Mr. Nimoy, but I did have that wonderful moment where it was memorable, Because not too long afterwards he passed away. So.
Yeah. Good
Appreciate
stuff.
you, friend. Thank you.
This was terrific, my friend, and hopefully we will at some point gather in person, whether East Coast or West Coast. That would be awesome. Break bread. I appreciate Elaine, for rounding us up here. I think it was absolutely awesome, and I hope the show met whatever expectations you had, and that you enjoyed the time with me as much as I have with you, Rico.
Jim, I really did. Thank you so much. It was a great conversation, and mission accomplished, man. It was very chill, and I loved it. I had a great time. Your guests are amazing, funny, inspired. So I really appreciate everybody and just everybody's time, and you could have done anything tonight, but you chose to hang, and Jim, you chose to have me on the show, and I really appreciate it. And to Elaine Balance, thank you so much for introducing us, and yeah, man, all love, baby.
That's
all
right. Love and lovity, right?
I'm an Emmy voter, so I do watch a lot of TV, and I vote. I vote on the Emmys. When you watch the Emmys, I'm one of the reasons why this person gets it and this person doesn't, all that kind of stuff. So, but I love watching TV. I love watching different shows. I will definitely be checking out some of the back shows, some of the backlogs. I hope to come back. Yeah. And talk some more. Yeah, I look forward to seeing everybody again, and definitely being a part of, and I'm honored to be a part of the family.
You are, lovely family. And they should all subscribe to Jim Masters TV on YouTube, shouldn't they?
Yes, they should. Yes, they should. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you watch. Check out the backlogs. Don't sleep on all these guests and the smooth sounds of Jim Masters.
Why, thank you, Rico.
See?
Rico Suave.
Smooth sounds, man. Smooth sounds. I'm not saying like yacht rock, but you have that smooth voice, man. That just like, hey, everybody, welcome to Jim Masters show.
People think I made that name up too, Jim Masters. They're like, that can't be your name, and I'm like, it is. I'm the fifth James. It goes back to England. That's the real deal, folks.
It does have the type of name where somebody might go,
that can't be real.
Yeah, my name is Jim Masters. Yeah.
Yes, folks, my name is really Harvey Lupowitz, but I picked Jim Masters because it sounds good on TV radio.
Know it. See, there's just no way it could have been the other.
Go. That's right. You take care, my friend. It really was cool to have you with us, and we'll stay in touch. We'll chat again soon.
No, let's definitely
spread the word. I shall do the same, and we will see you on the screen here, there, and everywhere. And good luck with everything too.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you, man. And this will not be the last time we speak. And
absolutely.
And I look forward to the next time. Definitely, we'll definitely keep in touch. And to everyone else, please, thank you so much. Continue to be safe. Continue to take care of each other. And it's great meeting everybody and chilling with everybody.
That's what it is. Yeah, it's like one big happy family, and we do. It's kind of full circle what we were talking about in the beginning of the show.
Yeah,
we all need each other. The world was created for us to all be a part of it, and we really do need each other. And I was saying that, hoping that what we were going through with this whole pandemic and everything, and all the craziness of everything happening, we would be more empathetic, kinder, more unified, less divisive, and just come together, because the earth was designed, this life was designed for all of us to be together.
Exactly.
And that's so important. You know what I mean? The earth spins a lot smoother when it's balanced,
I agree. Totally agree. Well, we'll just gotta keep putting that love and positivity and
pouring that energy out.
Yeah, you got to. You can never give up on it. You know, there may be moments, but where you may feel this way or that way, but the course, you got to stay the course. You know, it's important.
That's it.
Yeah.
Stay the course.
Yeah. Everybody follow the Jim Masters Show. If you haven't already, subscribe. Follow him on Twitter. Follow him on Instagram, Facebook. Follow this man. He's awesome. The show
Right
is
back
great.
at you. Right back at you, my friend. All right, my friend. You take
All right.
care. All right.
Thanks, Jim. You too. We'll talk soon.
Did you eat already? I hope you ate.
I ate a little something earlier. Yeah, I'm good to go. I'm not. Trust me, you'll know when I'm low on energy. I'll just be like, yeah, okay. What else?
Yeah.
What'd you say, Jim? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Come again?
Yeah. Oh, we're still talking? Oh my God, you guys are just taking that. Yeah.
All right.
All right, man.
This was awesome, my friend. You go stretch those legs, as I said, and
I'm
get
gonna
the
go stretch.
circulation going. I'll do the same, and
All
we
right.
will keep that porch light on for you. Okay, Rico?
All right. I shall see you soon.
All right, my friend. Thanks for all the time and all the wit and wisdom and sharing your life a little bit with us and the projects and all the cool things you've done and are doing now. It's really cool stuff.
Thank you. Thanks for having this wonderful platform to talk about it.
We could just do an hour of thanking each other. That would be cool.
Let's do it. I know. Thank
No,
you.
thank you. No, thank you.
No, thank you. And then we can just go down the list of the guests and
That's
pick
right, yeah.
each one and talk about them, and then we'll thank them.
And then we'll thank them. And
All right, enough of these thanks, man. I think I thanked you enough.
Take care, my friend.
and hey, Jim, thank you.
Thank you.
If I haven't already said it before.
Oh, yes. I thank you for the time this time till next time.
TY.
That's it. Take care, Rico. It was
You
a
too.
pleasure.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
We love you all. Have a good night. Thanks for being with us on the Jim Masters Show Live. Good night.